Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight for KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where we give you more news in less time. I'm Cody Proctor. Well, let's take a look at this video tonight showing snow on Mount Spokane today. Gabe McDonald posted this video online and sent it to us. And the National Weather Service confirmed there was snow up on the mountain today. A good reminder. And as I was saying, a big reminder that fall is here and therefore winter is not far behind. We've got meteorologist Michelle Bosch joining us now with your forecast tonight. Michelle, how do you feel about the fall turning into the winter monsoon?
I did not approve of that video, but what are you going to do? We had some wild weather today. We had some wind, some dust, some much needed rain, thankfully, across much of the inland northwest. And of course, saw a big temperature drop this afternoon as that wind and the rain moved into place. Still a little bit breezy out there. In fact, for what it's worth for the overnight hours, it is going to stay breezy for anybody who plans to be out and about. But those winds will come down big time by early tomorrow morning. And we're just looking at light winds over the rest of the weekend. 15-mile-an-hour sustained wind right now in Spokane. Still seeing some higher gust over 20 miles per hour, but nothing crazy. Temperature-wise, we took a tumble this afternoon from the mid-60s into the 40s as the rain moved in. Because we're seeing a little bit of a breeze overnight, we're not expecting temperatures to get near freezing here in the Spokane area. So temperatures in the upper 30s to around 40s overnight. But you can see things have really cleared out. We have drier air in place, and that means the sunshine is going to be back for tomorrow. And in fact, for the entire weekend, short-term forecast, clear skies tonight. We should see mostly sunny skies tomorrow. Temperatures starting off in the upper 30s and lower 40s. A little bit cool on Saturday, highs in the lower 60s, but we are back in the 70s on Sunday.
Michelle, thank you so much. In the meantime, level 3 go now evacuations remain in place tonight for a fire burning just a few miles northeast of Moscow. According to the Idaho Department of Lands, the fire burned dozens of acres and threatened several structures at this hour. Right now, it is 0% contained. KREM 2's Connor McAvoy is reporting for us tonight from Latah County.
Level 3 evacuations were issued on Friday for the Wallen fire. Those needing to evacuate were given an evacuation shelter here at the Latah County Fairgrounds. Charla Arledge with the Idaho Department of Land says the 75-acre brush fire started about 2 miles northeast of Moscow. It began around 2:45 p.m. Officials say the fire threatened 50 structures. IDL says crews will be on scene Friday night into Saturday with more than a dozen engines sent to contain the fire. Evacuations are being directed under the Latah County Sheriff's Office with a shelter at the Latah County Fairgrounds. IDL emphasizes cooler temperatures and higher humidity Friday evening are working in favor of those fighting the fire. This fire is also a good reminder for first responders that fire season's not over, even if we're in the month of October.
As far as for us as deputies, we're always ready for this. I mean, we have our deputies several of them were called in early to assist with this.
The Red Cross is also on standby, and if additional resources are still needed, the Latah County Sheriff's Office is encouraging people to direct message them so they can be put in contact. In Latah County, Connor McAvoy, KREM 2 News.
Connor, thank you so much. Let's turn now to Night Beat for a quick look at the day's top stories. A Boise judge sentenced a man to life in prison after he helped an inmate escape custody at a Boise hospital in a gunfight that injured 2 officers. Nicholas Umfenauer pleaded guilty to half a dozen charges about a month ago. Authorities say he shot 2 Idaho Department of Corrections officers while breaking Skylar Mead out of custody in late March. The judge said she needed to give him a severe sentence to protect the community. As part of today's sentencing, Umfenauer could seek parole, but only after serving 40 years behind bars. Umfenauer and Mead also face first-degree murder charges in the death of a North Idaho man. Investigators say they killed him during the 36-hour manhunt across the state. They're being investigated for their potential involvement in another North Idaho homicide as well. As of now, Nez Perce County hasn't confirmed when they'll move Umfenauer up north to face charges. And 4 people still recovering tonight after a major car crash on Highway 27 near Micah earlier today. It's unclear what caused the crash. Washington State Patrol says several cars were involved. According to Spokane County Fire District 8, 3 people are in critical condition. The other person suffered only minor injuries. The crash blocked the roadway for several hours. It's since reopened. And Washington may make it more difficult for weary travelers to find a place to pull over and take a break. Highway rest stops in need of repair could face closures. The Washington State Department of Transportation says the overwhelming majority of the state's 50 rest stops are in what the state considers critical condition.
I prefer going to these kinds of rest stops. There's always a bathroom, you know, because I don't know, you go to a gas station, it's not guaranteed that they'll let you in. And so it'd be nice if these were like super functional and could accommodate all the people who come through here.
The state says over the past 15 years, as the population increased, maintenance funding for the rest stops dropped. And without more money from the state next legislative session, some of your favorite stops could be shut down. And that was your Night Beat. To learn more about any of these stories, just head to our website, KREM.com. Well, happening right now, Terrain 15 returned to downtown Spokane tonight. That event hosts more than 400 artists featuring all kinds of installments, including paintings and films. Also included a full lineup of dance and music performances, literature readings, food trucks, and a photo booth. The event is still happening right now until midnight. It is free to attend, so if you want to check it out, you better hurry. I'll take a look now at national headlines tonight. Former President Donald Trump got a briefing from emergency managers responding to the damage from Hurricane Helene. Trump accused, without proof, the Biden administration of using disaster relief to help migrants. Meanwhile, Vice President Kamala Harris is campaigning in Michigan, touting the new jobs report, which shows the economy gained more than 250,000 jobs in September. But she's also warning auto jobs will be lost if Trump wins. Trump's accused Harris and President Biden of lying about the job numbers to help in the election. Harris also touted union collective bargaining as being responsible for the quick end of the dock workers' strike. In the meantime, Democratic vice presidential candidate and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz will make a stop in the Evergreen State next week. The Washington State Democratic Party says he'll attend a pride event at Hunts Point on Tuesday. The party hasn't released details about the event or who will attend. Meanwhile, take a look at this. The death toll only continues to rise in the wake of Hurricane Helene. More than 200 people died in the second deadliest hurricane to hit the U.S. mainland since Katrina. Helene dumped 14 inches of rain on Asheville, North Carolina. The death toll there reached more than 60, with dozens still unaccounted for tonight. As the water continues to recede, residents are returning to see what's left of their homes. One person says he dropped flood insurance when new floodplain maps were drawn for his area.
We're not expecting, obviously to replace the house or anything off of any sort of insurance money. We are applying for FEMA disaster relief, and we are hopeful.
Meanwhile, the effects of Helene are trickling down to the rest of the country. There's now concern over a nationwide shortage of IV fluid after the storm damaged a facility in Baxter, North Carolina that provides IV fluid to hospitals. Also in other news tonight, the Menendez brothers murder case that captivated the nation back in the 90s is getting a fresh look. Prosecutors in Los Angeles say they're reviewing new evidence of the case of Eric and Lyle Menendez, who admitted to killing their parents back in 1989. In court, they testified Jose and Kitty Menendez subjected them to a lifetime of physical, emotional, and sexual abuse, and the boys killed them in self-defense. At the time of the trial, prosecutors said they were lying.
We have been given a photocopy of a letter that allegedly was sent by one of the brothers to another family member, talking about him being the victim of molestation.
Attorneys for the brothers, who are now 53 and 56 years old, say the letter was recently found in storage and was written 8 months before the murders. They've asked the court to vacate the convictions. A hearing's been scheduled for the end of November. And that was your KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where you get more news in less time.